Welcome. This is my video kind of episodes for my 2021 proposed 3-loop Wallowas Solo hike. So it's really raw, guys. You're going to see everything from fear to tears to just extreme loneliness. You're going to see triumph, exhilaration. You're going to see celebration. You're going to see mind-boggling views. You're going to see everything. You're going to see all the good choices I made. You're going to experience some of the really bad choices that I actually made. You're going to see it all. But I wanted to share it with you because it was truly an epic journey that I had no idea that it would be this good. Just the things that I've learned, the things I've experienced. I can't explain. And that's what I'm going to try and explain through these videos. So the whole trip is made up of 3 individual loops that are, of course, connected together. If you want to find this on a map, do a search for Enterprise, Oregon, or Joseph, Oregon, or Wallowa Lake. Those are the 3 best ways to find it. So I'll show you all 3 loops together. That's the 3rd loop. This is the 2nd loop. And there is the 1st loop. So let's just go through those one at a time here. So the 1st loop is just about 40 miles, 39.1 miles. And it starts over here at what's called the Two Pan Campground. So if you want to search for Two Pan Campground, that's where I actually start. So in summary, it goes from this Two Pan Campground, goes counterclockwise, kind of follows this line right here, and it ends at Wallowa Lake. And then what I do is I hitch a ride to Joseph, Oregon, get some food, and then that's the end of the 1st loop. So let's focus on the 2nd loop now. The 2nd loop is going to begin at Wallowa Lake, and I go clockwise. And this loop is about 55.5, about 56 miles, and it ends back at the car where I originally started. Let's take a look at the 3rd loop then. The 3rd loop, which is about 53 miles, that starts at the car because I have a bunch of food in my car. And I'm going to start at the car, and this one's going to go counterclockwise, and you just follow the blue loop, and it goes like this, and then whoosh, goes back to the car at the Two Pan Campground. So if you look at all 3 of these together, the total mileage for all 3 loops is about 147 miles. And if you look at just loop 1 and 2, that's about 95 miles, round up to about 100. So as I progress through the entire trip, you'll notice I'll talk about loop 1, loop 2, or loop 3, and this is what I'm referring to. I hope that helps you understand what's going on. All right, it's day 1. It's 9:10. I have 6 hours and 30 minutes to get to the trailhead. So I'm at 650 feet. And so I'm headed to the Two Pan trailhead, which is in the Wallowas. So I'm going by myself. It's a solo trip, so it's going to be an interesting experience for a lot of reasons, which will probably become apparent once I start going. So long drive, beautiful drive, I'm sure. Drive on. Well, I'm getting closer, and I am driving up the Lostine River, and you can see I'm surrounded now by some pretty good-sized mountains. It's a little hazy right now, but it's starting to look for real. first 10 miles or so were graveled, and I'm on about the third or fifth mile or something like that on this road right here, which is, it's not four-wheel drive, but man, it's really hard, and there's some super sharp rocks, so I'm just hoping everything's pretty good. There are a couple trailheads that I already passed, and there are a bunch of people there, so that makes me feel good. And I know there's other people around here. And wow, there's starting to be kind of metal right here. Look at this. There's even an old structure. So I'm getting really close. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Drive on. All right. Day one at the trailhead. It's pretty late. It's 5:50, but weirdly enough, 4:19, which is what Google said like hours ago, is when I actually arrived. So, hold on, I gotta check some stuff here. Yeah. So right now it's about 4:50, so it took me about a half hour to get my stuff together, which is about right, and fill out the permit and stuff like that. So it's pretty chilly out. I'm in this deep valley, even though I'm at like 5,700 feet right now. So it's going to be a pretty chilly next couple of nights. I'm slightly concerned about that. I've dealt with that before. So the drive here was actually pretty frustrating. Not only was there a couple stops, but Google kept suggesting all these really great routes to save some time, and I clicked on a couple of them, or I didn't click, I just followed them. And I'm out in the middle of nowhere, rural Oregon, and it was just weird. I got here at the time they said, which was great, but I'm sure I burned a lot of gas. Went up to like 4,500 feet, back down to 2,000. It's crazy, man. So, yeah, kind of a bummer, actually. But I'm here, and I'm hoping to get a couple miles in, maybe 3 miles in tonight, this evening, get a good night's sleep, get some food, and hit the trail tomorrow. Got a couple passes I want to get tomorrow, so hopefully I get some good night's sleep, and that'll work out well. So, on with the hike. Well, I made my first key navigational correct decision. There's the East Lostine River and the West Lostine, and so I took east, which is what I want to do. So that's awesome. I don't know if you could hear it, but there's like running water to my right, nice flowing stream, and I already passed a little stream coming in from the other side of the trail. So, you know, being that it's like end of August, it's really nice to hear water, because I know there will be some dry areas, but it's a great way for me to start to know that there's plenty of water around, so I don't even have to think about that. So I've only been hiking a few minutes, got a little ways to go for tonight. All right.
I bet one of their packs grabbed it.
Yeah.
It's not easy to...
Well, that was, I didn't tell you, but there's obviously a lot more horses on this trail. And I kind of spooked the horses a little bit. I was coming around a corner and they didn't see me. And it's like a husband and wife group. That's pretty cool. And anyway, so they're like, because there was a log in the middle of the trail that was not there before. And so they had to kind of navigate how to get the horses down the trail. So we talked about it. I said, well, where do you want me to move? And so I did, and everything was fine. So, but I haven't come across horses like that on a trail, I don't know, for quite a while. Definitely not on the last trip. So that was kind of a treat. Super nice folks too. Really good way to start. So this is the first of which I'm hoping will be many amazing views. Now I am pointing up like 45 degrees. I'm deep in this canyon, and I am already at like 6,500 feet. But man, I feel really good. So a couple more miles and I'll look for a place to camp. All right. Woo! Velocity River. I think this must be the waterfall I'm supposed to see. Very Oregon-esque. You can tell it's definitely been raining a little bit here last couple days because the trail is actually very damp. I just gonna hike up a little bit more, and then it's gonna flatten out and it's supposed to open up into a beautiful meadow according to a bunch of people I've been talking to on the trail. Wow, I just think I hit the meadow right here. Thus, I don't know if you can tell, but that's the stream is like right there. And I mean, this is just like, and I'm up to, my watch says I'm just under 7,000 feet right now. So I climbed a bunch. Man, it is super clear. Look at that. There's somebody camped at the other end, so I'm gonna try and camp somewhere right around here for the night. Man, I just can't believe how gorgeous this is. Well, I'm just setting up the campsite right now, and it's gonna be awesome. There is the tarp. It's pitched super low. The pole is supposed to be crooked so I can get in easier. And I'm expecting it to be a pretty cold night, so I don't want a whole lot of air moving around. So probably gonna make my dinner right now, but this is where I'm gonna set to enjoy the dinner. So, and there's fish jumping in there, but that is just mind-blowing. I'm probably about 3 miles away from Mirror Lake, which is where I'm planning on having breakfast tomorrow morning. So far everything's good. I'm gonna do my kind of closing video of the day here. This is day one closing because the air's getting chilly and the phone battery starts to kind of drop pretty quick when it gets cold. So I'm concerned about the battery. So today was a hard day starting. Yeah, it was for sure, the drive. A little homesick, missed my wife, missed my backpacking partner, Gabrielle, a lot. And, but I'm glad they're together and having a great couple of weeks. So, but once I got going, met a bunch of people, saw 2 different pack trains of horses. Trail is actually really nice. It's a lot nicer having horses on a trail than mountain bikes. Trail's really soft, but it's not really that dusty. So felt really good hiking, way better than I thought. I mean, I climbed up like at least 1,000 feet. I don't know. I've checked the GPS, but I mean, I think I started at around 55 and it's around 700. So about 1,500 feet, I'm pretty stoked about that. And of course, it's super gorgeous. So it's been a good day. Now all I need is my stove to light properly, and we'll have a nice warm dinner. And then I'll probably get to bed pretty soon and get up early. So it's the challenge tonight. It's going to drop into the high 30s, I think. And so I'm going to have every bit of clothes on that I have, so I can try and stay warm. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll report back to you in the morning.